Wolfman is a 2025 retelling of the classic Universal monster film The Wolfman. Directed by Lee Wendell, most notably known for the Saw franchise and Insidious, and he directed the last retelling of the Universal monster film, The Invisible Man, which I've never seen actually, so I do want to check that out because I heard great things about this. Anyway, this film tells the story of a family whose the father, Blake, is going back to his childhood home because his father has passed away, or has officially been pronounced dead, and put away his things and sell his house, get everything in order. He brings his wife and his daughter with him. As Blake makes his way to his father's home, they get into a car accident, and that's where the wolf shows up and starts attacking them, and they run to the house, barricade themselves in, and we discover that Blake has been attacked, scratched, or bitten by the wolf and is slowly turning into a wolf, and now the daughter and the mother have to try to survive, with the father becoming a creature of the night. And that's pretty much it. It's a small story. It's just about a family in a house trapped, and one of the members of the family is turning into a wolf. That's it. That's the whole idea. And somehow they managed to take this premise and stretch it out to about 80 minutes, I believe, maybe 90 minutes, but it feels much longer. And I don't know if that's a good thing. It's not a terrible thing, but I did notice that while watching it, I go, wow, they really have nothing. I mean, the film opens up with Blake going hunting with his father when he was a kid, and how his father was kind of overprotective and overbearing, and Blake didn't understand why, and his father kind of was verbally abusive when Blake would disobey, his commands or orders, or telling him stay next to me. Blake wanders off, tries to kill a deer, but then there's something else in the woods, and Blake's father takes him, and they have to hide in the shack where they do the little sniping or whatever. I don't know what it's called, sorry. And then later on in the night, Blake's father's on the phone saying that there's an animal in the woods. We have to protect our kids or whatever. Blake hears that, but I guess it doesn't really register in his brain, because we just skip forward 30 years and we see that he's not the same type of father as his father, but he is very protective of his daughter. And he lives in the city, and we can see that he does not have a great marriage. He's married, his wife's name is Charlotte. She's a journalist. He is a writer who is in between jobs, and he's basically a stay-at-home dad. And his wife is the provider of the family. And we can see that their relationship is not very good, and it's because of this. And I will say the girl that played Charlotte, she's played by Julia Garner, the girl from Apartment 7A and Ozark. I really can't buy her in anything besides Ozark. I thought she was fantastic on that show. But anything else she's been cast in, I can't buy her as any of these other characters. And in this, I couldn't buy her as a mother, yet alone as this guy's wife. And by the way, this guy, what's his name? Christopher Abbott, Blake, the father. I feel like they just cast him because he kind of looks like a wolf, and they didn't have to do that much makeup on him or whatever. But I thought he was a good actor. I think she did a decent job of what she's given, and the little girl was okay, but there's not much substance here. There's just that we see that the relationship's not doing very well. That's it. But the acting is good. The directing is good. The story is lackluster. So now here's another good part. I liked they don't really do transformation that much that I can remember. They do it, and I don't think it's that great. I mean, nothing's going to compare to Rick Baker or The Howling. Rick Baker in American Werewolf in London, or The Howling. Those are the two pinnacles. This was meh. He looks like the Wolfman from Lon Chaney's The Wolfman, kind of a little bit. Whatever. The most interesting part about this film is the senses, how he changes. That's what they do interesting, is how he can no longer understand what she's saying when she's speaking to him, how his senses are changing, how he starts to see everything. We're basically seeing everything through his eyes as he's transforming, which was the most interesting part. But that doesn't carry the entire film. Although when there's action in the movie, because there's a wolf when they crash, they almost hit a wolf man. So they crash, or a wolf, man. Anyway, they crash, all the stuff goes down. When the action stuff happens, it's good, but when it doesn't, and it's just character development, which is not really there because he's changing now, and she's like trying to be caring, although we kind of never saw her like that. She kind of like looked down on him, the mother, the whole time. So I don't know. The best relationship is probably the father and the daughter, but he tries to still protect them even while he's transforming into this wolfman from the other wolf outside. That was fun and interesting. So with that was the most interesting part about it. The bad, there's not much bad besides the fact that it's a very short story that they try so hard to stretch out into something that is not, and it's not great. That's all I could really say. It's like, it's a mediocre film. I actually wanted to see The Invisible Man because I've heard good things about that one. So to see this and it not be, it's not terrible. It's just really, this is no story. They could have done more with it. They could have done more transformation from into the werewolf. You know, I don't know. If I'm gonna be fair and rate this fairly, I'm gonna give it 2.5 out of 5 stars, because really the only interesting thing was the senses and you know, how he sees things, and that's about it. Everything else is just mediocre. The acting's good, but there's not much dialogue between characters, and there's not much character development really, and the transformation isn't that great. It's okay. Yeah, 2.5 out of 5 stars. I'm being fair, I think. Anyway, if you saw Wolfman, let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about the film. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new here, and I will talk to you guys next time. Peace.